33. I don't remember. I think generosity, honey, is when you know, give out of your heart and you don't, I mean, people tell you to be generous, and if you do it just to please them, then that's not generosity, maybe. Even though you're given just as much. If you don't give it happily, then I don't think it's generosity. The other day we were at Bob Evans, and there were 7 of us, and one girl came in just to leave a couple of birthday cards, and she had just coffee with us. And when she left, she paid for everybody. Nobody even knew it. We finally found it out later, you know, so she must have just given because she wanted to, because nobody even could say thank you, you know. So I think generosity is when you do it with just because you enjoy doing it. I don't know, that pretty much sums it up. Kid would be scared to death of the boogeyman or the dark or something, and then I thought an older person would be more scared of not being able to get a job or a date. And then all at once I thought, that's not really fear, that's more like worry, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, because fear, I think, is like if you're out in a black, cold night and can't find your way and your car quits running, that would be fear to me, to be alone and in the dark, I think. And then at my age, you start thinking about, I think your worries just change when you're a little kid. You want to, like I say, you're scared of the boogeyman. But that's not a worry. That kind of maybe is a fear. What do you think? I guess that's probably a fear. I lock my doors every night, and that's not out of fear, but it's out of caution. And I suppose I'd be fearful if I heard somebody coming in. I don't live in fear. I think I worry more over, you know, things like people not getting along in the election and stuff like that, you know. I'm not worried about anything I can personally do anything about. I can't do anything about the election. I can't do anything about, you know, whether I get sick or whether I do. I just can be careful, I guess, because I do worry about breaking a bone. I don't know why. I don't know, I've never broken a bone, and I've ice skated and fallen on the ice. Never broke a bone, so I don't know why I worry about that. 1, 2, 3, double with 6. How about that? I was born in Tulsa in a hospital. Nancy was born on the kitchen table a few years before me. But we lived in Oklahoma until I was probably in 3rd grade. We moved to Kansas. When we first moved to Kansas was during the war, and we lived in a 1-room cabin for quite a while, the 4 of us. And then we got in a 2-room cabin. But when we were in that cabin, my dad found a little, I can't think of the name of the rabbit. You know, it's, anyway, he brought it home. He was hunting and he brought this rabbit home, a jackrabbit. And he made a cage and we kept it, and it was a pet. Till one day we were taking a ride and he went on Mom, and we had to get rid of the rabbit. And then we moved to Michigan. We went to Clare. As I can look back and think about all these things, and I'm living so long, I'm remembering lots and lots. But I was already almost 13 when Butch was born, so nobody expected. The doctor didn't even know Mom was going to have a baby, and she kept saying, I think I'm going to have a baby, and he kept saying, no, I think you've got a tumor. But the tumor got to be pretty big, didn't he? I was thinking about plants too, that have roots. Well, they hold it upright, I guess, right? And if they're strong, they hold it through storms and everything, but sometimes they have shallow roots, and sometimes they have long roots. I can remember weeping willows would get into your sewer system or your, you know, septic system, and cause you to have a backup with water and grow stuff. But roots can do damage too, right? I enjoyed talking to you about roots anyway. I'm glad you include me in these things. I just mostly remember Christmas traditions, I think. Making cookies and decorating them, and then they're all over the house later, you know. And Easter, dyeing Easter eggs. My tradition, just my own secret little tradition, was to open all my gifts every time I got a chance and everybody was out of the house. You try them on and play with them, wrap them back up. That was the tradition with me, but nobody knew it until, well, I think they probably did know it, don't you? I did. It was pretty bad.
So you're saying people would buy you presents and they'd leave and you'd open it up?
Well, not other people, just what my mother and dad. Yeah, you're right, that would have been bad, wouldn't it? No, like one year I remember getting a jacket and a pair of slacks or a skirt, I can't remember, and a notebook and some things like that. And I opened them all, and I wrapped them all back up. When they came home from bowling, it was all back under the tree. I like some of the traditions, now I like writing letters back and forth to certain people. I don't know if you'd call that a tradition or a habit, but I enjoy that. I keep track of friends that way and family that live, in other places. I don't know. I just have such good memories because of traditions too. Big change. And we got 1/6 out of it. I got a couple of them. Everything's changing, and change is not something I like real well. If things are going good. If they're not going good, then change isn't a bad thing, is it? I never liked the idea of change. Like if I learn a program on your computer, and then all at once they're going to something different. I was so happy with Word, and then here comes, the databases and the spreadsheets, and you have to keep learning all these new things, and it's a change always. But yeah, big changes are scarier. Like when Mike died, that's a big change. Learning how to live alone and eat alone. I think maybe just think about the good that's come out of it and try to accept it instead of fighting it like I've done. I think we've got to learn to embrace change if it's for the good. And we've had a lot of changes in our country this last year, so I think probably a lot of us have learned to accept change a little better than I'm learning a little patience, and that's sort of the same thing too, maybe. It's love, huh? There's so many kinds of love, Corey. That's what do you think about brotherly love, motherly love, the love for your pets, the love for the passionate love, what other kind of love? Agape love, just friendly love, right? Isn't agape just friendly love? I think so. Love can be good or it can get you in trouble. It just depends on what kind it is, I think, and who you love. I don't know. I think be careful, who you love. Well, maybe not. It's okay to love them, but the right kind of love for the right kind of person. Like if it's somebody you want to marry, you want to be really sure that's the kind of love that you have for them. Yeah, loving to look at nature, loving to walk, loving to feel how it feels when you're really happy or silly or something, I love it when I finish a jigsaw puzzle. Once you start it, you gotta finish it. I love my grandchildren. I love my children. They're special. Just watch your step, Love, you can better the word about kind of easily, but it's too easy to say it and not really think about, do you mean it, the way they're taking it, You might love somebody but not really want to be with them, but they think that that's what you're saying, I think mostly what I've thought is just to be really careful. Don't rush into things. Chaos. Did we start already?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's my head right there. That's exactly what I feel like sometimes when I try to organize things. You know, like I got my taxes ready the other day, and all at once at the last minute I thought I was missing one piece of paper, and it wasn't. But the news, that's where I feel chaotic. That just scares me. It seems like everything's worse every day. But then you have good things like playing a game of Scrabble with a couple of friends. But the game was good and I won. The first time I've won for a year or more, probably, huh, Corey? I think you have to just ground yourself now and then, you know, just kind of sit down and cool off and forget about some of the things that... My pastor said, you know, you try to like do random acts of kindness or something, you know, just do something that's different out of the norm and try to get back to some semblance of normalcy. I don't know what normal is anymore. Do you know what normal is anymore? I worry about, like, somebody today was upset about the guns, the new ruling, and I said, but why do people need assault rifles anyway? But she's real upset because she says China and the other countries do have assault rifles. So my mind right away was chaotic again, you know. I don't have to live too much longer with this anyway, do I? I'm glad you guys came today. Nice little change. I think that's what I said a while ago. Are they going to do something a little different? And this was a little different. Besides, I won. Yeah. You ready, buddy?
Yeah.
Corey, I brought friends today. No! They're kind of shy, though. No. So I don't know if they're going to talk. But I'll talk about my other friends while they think about it. When this pandemonium started, is that I call it? Pandemonium? Pandemic? What is it? Pandemic. A pandemic. I can't talk. Anyway, my friends, 6 of us, were going out to breakfast at Big Boy 3 times a week, religiously, always. We hardly, you know, we haven't been out to eat at Big Boy. It closed up and it's never going to open again, I don't think. So it's good I've got these new friends because I don't see my other ones as much. I did go see one lady and her son won't let her go anywhere, and so I miss her, but friendships are good, especially with animal friends. You like my friends, Corey? My friends make me, they listen to me when I want to talk, and I listen to them when they want to talk, and it's different than family. You can't tell me everything. Hello to my friends. I wish this pandemic would end so that we could get back together again more often. So. Corey, you get more than you bargained for. How long is this going to be? Nature makes me think of days like today when it's really, really hot and then all at once the temperature drops. And that's just Michigan for you, I think. I don't know. But I'm waiting for the really hot days or the days when you can go out without a jacket or a shawl or, you know, a hat on your head or something. I really like going to people's houses that have gardens, pretty gardens.
Do you have any favorite beaches or?
I love beaches, yeah. I don't like to change into a bathing suit, otherwise I'd like to swim. When God created the world, that was nothing but nature. Just, you know, a lot to think about. It sounds like an easy word, but it's not. That's Michigan again, and nature, isn't it? That rain coming down, we didn't expect it. Now, flowers are doing pretty good considering they haven't had any rain. I'm doing this for you, Corey. How you doing, buddy? Peace. Come on, Iris. I'm just comedy relief. Nothing wrong with that, lady. What are you doing? You're not tell me that. I told her it's good she came before it got any worse.
Worse than what?
I don't know how much worse I'm gonna get. The boots are big, so I'm trying to walk it funny. Water today is everywhere. water everywhere. Jenny reminded me you need water for everything, for plants, for animals, for ourselves, she says bathing and baptism even. I picked up some little sayings on water, but I left them in my purse. It said something about water, the things that make you grow, not the things that make you flow. And we couldn't figure out what they meant by that one, can you? What's wrong with flowing? I don't know what you meant. There was another one about even a drop of water can tell you every secret that's in that pond, just if they get a drop of water to analyze. There's a lot about water. Too much about water. You need water to keep things clean. You need water to wash your clothes. You need water to drink, you need water to cook with, you need water to make coffee, and you have to have coffee. You see, like going to the beach can be so much fun, but then you hear about shark attacks and people drowning, so you've got to respect water. It's definitely not something to take for granted. Water is essential. Look what water has done. You wouldn't have that many flowers that tall without water on them. You can see the results of water for sure. It's just it's kind of lush like a forest or a jungle. The rain has made it nicer. It'll just stop now, so there's no floods. Nobody needs a flood. Yeah, when I first thought about it, I was thinking of the forest fires and the fires where houses burned down. And then Jenny reminded me of the fire putting out warmth, and she talked about bonfires and just campfires, and people how they bond around the warmth of a campfire. And so I thought about fire a little differently then. Some people use them for just the ambience, is that what I want to say? And some people use them to actually read by, and people used to use candles and oil lanterns, I guess. I don't know. Think about fire a little bit more. When you first said fire, I thought, what can I say about fire? It's just bad. But it's not bad, is it? Well, once my grandmother and I were going to light a gas oven, and we were home alone, and I was pretty young then. We turned on the gas, but we didn't get the match there right away, and when we lit it, it went boom right out and took my hair off and my eyelashes off. So that's the one time I can remember fire hurting me. But it was like a ball of fire that popped out and from all that gas building up, I guess. Well, I love the fires in the fire pits, and when we go camping, I love the campfire. I'd like to get up early in the morning and get one going if somebody else hadn't already, and usually they had, but I like fires all day long at camp, My cat that helps me sleep. My grandson drew that cat for me, Well, dreams are good, I think, most of the time. Sometimes I have nightmares, and sometimes I walk in my dreams. One day I remembered throwing a pillowcase on the deck and then putting it in the bathtub because I thought a mouse got on it. And the next day it was in the bathtub, so I guess I did open the deck door at least. But most of the time they're just dreams about people that are gone ahead, like my sister and my mother. They're not that kind of dreams. They're just people there. They're not doing anything usually. It's just a comforting kind of dream. Not like your typical dream. I'm not dreaming a plot or anything like that. Just that somebody's here that I know. And then there's dreams that, you could do things that you couldn't do, but it was a dream. like a aspiration or a challenge, just a hope. I think dreams have been kind of important to me lately because I do, like I said, dream about people that I've lost, already. And sometimes I wake up thinking they're here and I'll be quiet so that I don't wake them up, but I know better, so. But I like my dreams. I kind of look forward to them when I sleep good at night. So, but the dreams as far as, what you can do in the future, I think those will all pretty much come true. I never had any great big ones. I just want to be happy and have a family and then be happy. So. That's his favorite place to go. Ghosts, I don't think I believe in ghosts really, but there's spirits or something. I can feel, sometimes I'll be sitting at night watching TV or doing something and I'll know that my sister's in the other chair, her recliner. I don't see her, I don't look up, I don't talk to her, she doesn't talk to me, but some mornings I wake up and I'm being really quiet because I think she's in the other bed or the other bedrooms. And then sometimes it's my mom, but I really feel that there's a presence there, but I don't think I call it a ghost. I don't think ghosts are scary though. If somebody said there was a ghost in my house, I don't think it would scare me. I just think that they exist, but I don't think ghost is the word for them. I don't know. That's sort of like spook or, I just think a presence, a spiritual presence there in the room with you. I can feel the love from my family. The ones but Mike probably only wants my husband, and Butch, my brother, I don't think he's ever come back. Just Nancy and my mom and my dad maybe once or twice, but I like them. It makes me feel good. I know it's not scary. I was with both Mom and Mike when they passed away, and they were both awake and neither one of them were afraid or anything. You could just tell that there was nothing scary ahead. And that kind of comforted me too, because the way they faced it seemed like they were ready, I don't look at them, I don't really see them. I see them in my mind, but I don't see them in my eyes. And I don't picture a book or anything, or even watching the TV. I think they just there to kind of check you out. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm the last person to ask anything that's very technical.
Do you think the ghosts like the cake?
I think the ghosts would love the cake, but I don't know if they eat. Do you? Yeah, I'm almost certain we probably. Look at the kitchen light came on. It only took it 2 hours.
Well, the ghosts want the cake.
Right here. Your subject is nostalgia, and I was thinking of all the things that helped me think back to remembering good times. Like this picture, I've got my sister and a best friend that have both passed away since then, but that brings back good memories. Is that nostalgia to me? That is. I meet every month with my high school graduate friends. There's about a dozen of us that still meet, but we keep track of who's died. If you see obituaries, you put it in there, And of course, when I go on trips with friends, I always make notes of what's happening, and because you forget all that stuff. These, you did. These are all done by Corey. Well, some are funerals, some are just old-time movies way back when I was in my 20s, so you know how far back those go. I'm not real good about it anymore, but I always, diary or journal, whatever you want to call it. I like to look back, and your mom reads them. She's the only one so far that's ever gotten interested, but she'll go back and read them. This is back when Mike had the party store down the road here. That's two of his customers, and I wish I knew who they were. I could give them a picture. Do you want me to show you something?
Yeah. Have to follow?
And people write to me a lot. I kind of have saved them. This is all my cousin's letters I'm going to give them to her. They're like a journal for her. When they read what they wrote years ago, it's kind of like keeping a diary. I don't want to lose, memories of my mom, dad, or sister, or brother. So you have things and you look at them and see a picture of them when they were young and healthy. You remember that was good. Nostalgia kind of, I'm a sucker for that. Pictures help. And the movies help a lot. But I don't have a DVD player that's working. I'll have to get one so I can watch those again. A lot of stuff you guys are going to have to take care of when I'm gone. Merry Christmas, Corey. How you doing, honey?
Good, how are you?
Good. Are you hungry?
I'm okay.
Okay. I brought some potato soup from Bob Evans.
What'd you think about gifts?
Today a friend came up to me at Bob Evans with a big gift bag and she had made me this because I'm always shivering, so I think you feel good giving it more than getting it, but it makes you feel good to know that, especially if you find something they really would like or need, or I haven't bought a lot this year because I haven't gone out shopping. So, I've got sweaters that you've bought me over the years. Oh, they're colorful gifts, aren't they? Well, the other day I was hoping somebody got me pajamas, and Becky sent a few little gifts. And I just stuck the end open on one and pulled it out, and it was pajamas. So I wrapped it back up and I set it on the tree again.
You still do that?
I did that from the time I was young. I'd open my gifts when Mom went away and try them on, put them back in the wrapping paper, but I think she knew it all the time, One time Nancy had a boyfriend over and he and I opened all my gifts. I let him help me. I don't know. Silly things you do when you're young, huh? When you get older, you don't do anything silly. Ha ha. We were just looking out the window and Kim noticed a blue jay and then once a cardinal and then some of those little bitty ones that I really like. It's a lot of birds next door, but they come here to feed and then they go back over there. Have you been out watching birds?
Always.
Huh?
Always. I always watch for birds.
Do you keep track of them when you write them down when you see them?
I don't have a notebook or anything.
It seems like bird watchers really keep track. You watched that before? I've got several bird books, but I think I've given some to Dana. Well, I didn't have some, like multiple, but probably 3. One big one that Nancy had. You saw that one, right?
What's the biggest bird you've ever seen?
Well,
Have you seen any big birds?
probably hawks around your house in Midland that time. The crow that she liked, she called him Kroger. He'd land on her shoulder when she was walking to the mailbox and ride that way to the mailbox and back. How did she get the crow?
Yeah.
She was called a caretaker.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And so she did get the wild animals and she had baby mice and baby squirrels, and she took a seagull to work in Saginaw Consumers, and they wrote about it in the scope in the paper that they put out about noises coming from under Kayla Parkrant's desk, Kayla Hearn's desk at that time. She brought a seagull here one day. It had a broken leg or something. And when Mike saw it, he nearly had a fit. He doesn't like seagulls. Oh, Kim, can you believe there's no bird on that feeder? And they're gone from Dana's too.
We're birdless.
Just before you got here, there were probably 50 birds around here.
It's like a flock.
Hi, Corey. How you doing today, honey?
I'm good.
Did you eat enough?
Yeah, I had a bagel.
If you didn't eat enough, I see a bowl of candy here. Did you see the bowl of candy? I'm not kidding you. There's a good bowl of candy here. Mike and Ike's, covered raisins, Starburst, bottle caps. Is that something after my time? Everything's after my time. Neckos, you like them?
What are they?
They brought them back, I think, didn't they? Weren't they gone for a while? Yeah, somebody said they were gone for a while.
What are they?
They're just a wafer like, and they're good. My favorite candy is probably chocolate, you know, like everybody else. Hershey bars, I've had Swiss chocolate, but look at, there's a jar of candy too. Isn't it cute? Oh, take it out. What's this called?
Zat.
A Zatz.
Zats.
I never heard of Zatz either. This a banana flavored one? It just makes you feel good. You know, if you got a tummy ache, eat some candy. Somebody told me that licorice isn't good for heart patients, but it sure tastes good. Yeah, I got licorice. It's a hard licorice, that'd be a good one. I'm gonna steal it. Take it home with me. Right.
You don't have to steal it, you can just have some.
Yeah, well, it's fun to steal them. You know, I bought a bottle of maple syrup, the real stuff, and I bought it and ate about 2 plates full of pancakes since I bought it. That jar is almost 3/4 gone. Somebody at my house is taking maple syrup.
Who else likes it?
Kim,
Oh, it's cute.
only one I can think of. Is this a puzzle? Are they gumdrops? Are they gumdrops? Oh, you don't have that puzzle. You had it in there so pretty. Look at that. Now, you gave these away. I know you always like Peeps. Do you still like Peeps? She won't talk to me, Corey. She's pretending she's not here. How about Razzles? I never had them either. Then it's gum. No, I don't think I like that. I'm not a big gum person. Popping candy. Yeah. They should put candy in with popcorn. Oh, here's a good one. I think. No, it's not a. It is a mellow cup. Those are good. That's one of my favorites right there. Remember the necklaces and lipstick and stuff?
Yes.
The cigarettes, the little candy cigarettes. The bottle caps, that gets me. Is that like a hard...
It tastes like pop.
Huh?
It tastes like pop.
Oh, really?
Right, Cory?
Huh. There's more than 6. No, there's... Yeah, there's 7 and there's some 8, 9. Why are they calling them 6? That's not right. But they look good. Look at them. It's fun at the candy store. For a girl that doesn't need candy, you sure got a lot of it. Boston baked beans. She just won't come close because she's afraid I'll put her in the picture. You afraid of me? Boston baked beans, lemon head. Red Hots, I like them. Grandma used to put them in the bread pudding.
Yeah.
They don't go in bread pudding, but they did. Somebody took the Boston baked beans.
Got them there underneath the coin.
Okay. Very good. I'll take those too.